Carol, I see your question where you join as an organization, and the way that organizations show up is once you've joined as an individual, whether you're a leader or an individual, your organization's name and information will come through. So you can't sign up right now just as an organization, but if there are multiple people from your organization, that's when the little blue box comes up, and you can search on the organizations once a person's account is connected to it. Does that answer your question? All right. Carol, if you have any more questions, you can type it in or just let me know. So the other nice thing about the map is that once, let's say you searched for an issue like food and beverage marketing to kids, you could click Get Individual Data and you could download the contact information for the people who are working on that issue. So if you had a mailing list, you could get their email addresses and email them, and those would be leaders and individuals. So that's sort of the purpose of the map, is really to make make it easier to do outreach among people who are interested in your issue or who are in your area, because we know so much of this is about really being local and understanding who's nearby. So are there any other last minute questions on the map? Carol. Yeah, so if Carol asked if several other people on her team join, will they show up in an organization if someone searched for an issue? And yes. So what would happen is if somebody put in, let's say you were working on food and beverage marketing, if they searched it, then your organization would come up. If it was just you, it would just show you, but if it was your organization, then it would come up that way. Does that make sense? All right, so I think we're clear on that. So next I'm going to talk about the widgets of the map of the movement. So I can get that by going Get Services and clicking on Widgets. And widget is one of those words that kind of gets thrown around and people don't necessarily define. Well, when we say a widget here, we mean it's a tool that you can put on a website really easily, and that the data that gets entered in any one widget that's anywhere online can show up on your site if you've put it there. So, for example, if you put the map of the movement widget on your homepage, and someone, tomorrow 10 more people who were absolutely perfect for your organization registered for the main map on our site, that data would come straight through to your site without you having to do any other uploading. So we've made it pretty much as easy as possible to be able to contact the right people. So the widgets that we offer, we have two map of the movement widgets, and I'll go into the difference between them. And then we have our new widget down here at the bottom, which we just launched right after the new year, and that's our obesity statistics widget. And it's a really cool way, if you have a lot of visitors to your site who may not know as much about obesity, this is a really great tool to show kind of the real cost of obesity in the United States. So very quickly I'm going to show you how that one works, because it's cool and new. So basically what you do is, let's say I'm going to create one. I'm going to call it January 11th widget. And when you see these description fields for the widgets as you put them together, so I don't know if you've ever looked at a website on a BlackBerry that couldn't load pictures, and sometimes words come up to tell you what the picture's of that you're not seeing. That's what this is. So you can leave it blank, or you can make the description. It's up to you. For now I'm just going to say the true costs of obesity. Then I click Get the Code. And even if you're not a technical person, I promise this won't be scary. Basically, we've outlined the steps here, and here comes the live preview of my widget. It's just a little slow. I'm so sorry that things are a little slow today, and it's not really looking. But what this should look like, what you should see here, is a really neat square box. And it's just this great tool that shows obesity. and then it's got a slider on it. So someone can say, hey, if the obesity, if we were able to reduce obesity from 34% of the population to 29% of the population, what would happen to costs of health care? What would happen to, the number of heart attacks in the United States annually? Things like that. It's really interactive and it's really great. So if I'm happy with the way that my widget looks, which I'm not right now, but let's say it all loaded fine, I would click Save Widget. And then here comes the part that is pretty scary to people like me. Here's all the code. And basically what's really great is I can take this code, and this is true for all the different widgets that we have. I can take it like this, I can copy it, and I can paste it anywhere I want. And if that place is my website, or if I can put it in an email to someone who knows how to make code happen, they can just copy and paste it directly. So you don't have to know how to code to make this work, which is good because I don't. So here's the code. It lives in a place called the My Widgets tab, which is right next to the Edit tab once I log in and look at my profile. Couldn't be simpler. So that's the obesity statistics widget. Now I want to show you our two unique map of the movement widgets. We're actually going to release a few more. They're also map of the movement widgets, but they're different sized. So if your website is a different width, or you have a different amount of space that you want to put the map in, but they will all work the same way. Very quickly, does anyone have any questions on the obesity statistics widget, or widgets in general and how they work? Any hands or any questions? But if you have any questions while I'm walking through the other two widgets, please feel free to ask them. So we have two different map of the movement widgets. We have the plain map of the movement widget, which has our logo on it, preventobesity.net, and then we have a customized movement widget, and the customized widget is only available to people who sign up as leaders. But other than that, I'll walk you through the differences. So I go to Get the Map of the Movement widget, click on Get the Map. Again, I have that name and description field, so we'll call it January 11th Map Widget. I'm going to leave the description field blank for now. And click Get the Code. Comes up on this page where it says Live Preview. It's just that. It's a preview that shows me what my widget looks like at this point in time. I wish it would load more quickly though. Here we go. So it just shows the map of the movement, the same one that's on the preventobesity.net site. If you don't want to customize, if you want to say we're a national organization and we want to show you everyone who's working on obesity, you can put this widget right on your site. So I'm happy with it. It's also searchable the same way that the main map of the movement is. So I'm super happy with the widget that I have now, so I'm just going to click Save Widget. And again, here comes the code, which I can email to a techie, or I can, if I am a techie, I can put that code right into my homepage. And again, the code for that widget, if I put it on a website or I put it in an email and then I lost the email or something changed or I wanted someone else to do it, you can get that. 1 second, it's going to bring up so I can save it. It's just going to show me what's going on, and there it is. And this, again, this code lives if I go to my profile, and I go to the My Widgets tab. It's right next to the Edit tab. So you see that I've created two widgets today. January 11th widget, which is my obesity statistics widget, and January 11th map widget, which is my map of the movement. And that's where those live. If I click on Preview, I'll get that page with the code on it again. If I click Edit, then I'll be able to change my settings. If I click Delete, we all know what happens. So that's the main map of the movement widget. Now if I go back to the widgets page, I can create a custom map of the movement, which is great if your organization wants to put its logo, its stamp, or its issue area. So I'm going to put in the name and I'm going to call it Custom January 11th Map. I'm going to leave the description field blank again. That's just, again, your preference. And here we talk about the focus of the map. So, as we talked about before, the issues on the map are the same ones that are in your profile. So we're going to find people, let's say I'm interested in physical activity after school and activity-friendly communities. If you're going to select more than one issue, you can, if you have a PC, you can click Control and then click. If you have a Mac, you can click Command, which is that swirly icon that you use when you're going to quit. That's how you select more than one. You don't have to choose just one. And then for state, what that's going to bring is where the center of your map is. So I'm going to say, let's say I'm working in Georgia, where they have all the snow. If anyone's from Georgia, you can have that snow. And then you can customize the branding. So if you have an image of a logo on your website, you can, and you've got that on your computer, you can click Choose File. Let me quickly see if I have an image that I want to use. I think this is... There, I'm from New York City, and I have a picture of the Empire State Building, so that'll be the picture that I show. And then you can also customize a tagline. So if your organization is working on something, or you're working with an organization which has a tagline, you can put it in there. Again, it's not necessary. The only thing that you have to do on your map is name it, and that's so you can save the file. So we'll call the tagline, you know, Obesity Fighters. Again, I just click Get the Code. And while it takes a second, is this clear? Does everyone understand how they can make their own widget? Are there any other questions? And so here is the widget that I made with my picture of the Empire State Building, my Obesity Fighters tagline, and that's focused on Georgia. Where it says 0 organizations, I think they're just not pulling through, or there's not necessarily, because there are a lot of people who are working on it. That may be a glitch, or it may just be because of the way that those are filed. So, does everyone understand how they can make their own widget? Okay, so those are the widgets that we have available. Again, if I go to my profile, I can click on the My Widgets tab. And you know what? I actually forgot to save that widget that I made, so it doesn't show up here. And so the important lesson there is always save your widgets. They're not that hard to create, but it can be kind of annoying. And the reason that we know that my widget didn't save is I didn't get to the page with the code. I didn't see it, which means that I didn't go ahead and generate it. So I'm sorry about that. But while I think that was really all I wanted to cover with you guys today, again, we know a lot of you came into the site for the first time today, so I would love to answer now any questions that you have. I'm going to open up all the lines. I'm going to unmute you. Alright, well, in that case, we're pretty much finished. Again, I would like to throw in a plug. We have 2 webinars coming up in the next 2 weeks on our cell phone tools next week, our blogger outreach tools the week after. We really can't wait to hear from you. We know that it's exciting. There's a lot of stuff going on. We want to hear what you all have to say about the site and about the tools. And if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to let you go and give you back the rest of your hour. And we can't wait to hear what you have to say, and we're really excited to have you on the site. So I'm going to hang out here if you have any questions. If not, you can leave. And have a great day, and thanks so much. Ingrid, thank you so much. That kind of feedback is exactly what we're looking for. We designed this for you guys, some people who are, really working in the trenches on obesity, so it's great to hear that this is something you're finding useful, and, we can't wait to see what you guys do with it.